Slowly but surely working his way back into tip-top shape. And this is the first reminder, NBA TV Saturday. Magic and Nets from New Jersey. Coverage begins at 7:30. ABC this Sunday. San Antonio plays at Miami, followed by the Lakers here in Cleveland. Coverage beginning at 12:30. And then TNT Thursday, Dallas and Houston, followed by the Cavs and Lakers from LA. Coverage beginning at 8. O'Neal 1 of 2. And it's a 14-point game.
Now, right now, Miami has out there Eddie Jones and Antoine Walker along with Posey. So you have 3 excellent spot-up shooters. Then you have Wade in there with Shaq that can play two-man basketball. But you must get some stops in order to be able to execute in your half-court game or get out in the open floor and close this gap.
Shaquille O'Neal in the paint, defensive 3 seconds, so a technical foul. And this time Pavlovic says, I'm shooting the technical. Cavs have had 2 of these already. They missed both technical free throws. Pavlovic hits that one.
It's nice to see him relax. We all know you could be an 80% foul shooter, but when you shoot that technical and there's no one on the line, there really is a little added pressure, even at this pro level.
Absolutely. Eddie Jones, one of the reasons they signed him was for his defense. He's on James. James fires away, in and out. Almost 3 minutes gone by here in the 4th, along with Hubie Brown, Elisa Salters, Mike Green on hand, as Dwayne Wade drops another.
A lot of pressure right there. You know, it was a nice move, hesitation. He sized up the defender, and then he lulled him to sleep there.
Snow looking. Pavlovic has had another double-figure game, 5 in the last 6. Gets it inside. Varejao. Pretty pass from Pavlovic, his 3rd assist.
You play with LeBron James, and you see how unselfish he is down inside. That rubs off to the other players. That was a beautiful pass.
Ball stolen. Wade lost it. Pavlovic. Outlet to James. Down the other end.
Yeah, I like that right there. They gave you a little zone. Cleveland gave you a little zone that time. It's a 2-3, and they're just playing the areas, and it's a smart basketball.
Wade on the drive, and a blocking foul call on Pavlovic, who gives the thumbs up. Good call, ref. You don't see that often.
Yeah, right here. Now you're going to see they're in a zone. Good gamble right there for the deflection by Sasha, and then looking up the floor. Anytime that you get a rebound, a block shot, or you make a strip on a deflection, always look up for it. Pass the ball up ahead.
Pavlovic, the son of a basketball player. His dad played pro ball in Serbia, Montenegro. Said he was a power forward. Took him till about 15 before he could beat dad in one-on-one. And he's having a terrific game tonight. Inside pass, O'Neal flips it up and in.
Big thing right now, you play a little zone, you force them to pass the ball, they eat up a lot of shot clock, and then you force them to make or hurry up, stay perimeter, what have you. They've got to show that they can break the zone.
Pavlovic aggressively going to the basket, blocked though. I think it was Wade that got a piece of it. And here comes Jones. So Wade with his 2nd block shot of the game. Posey, that's a 3. Knocks it down. Posey able to put it in, and it's back to 12.
Yeah, you got to watch out now. Remember we told you they got 3-point shooters out there now who can shoot a high percentage, and Posey over the last 4 years has been over 40%. So you cannot fall asleep in the zone on the perimeter player.
Mike Brown calls timeout. 5 straight points by the Heat.
The world's most capable Wranglers, now available with 2 and 4 doors. A new species from Jeep.
Way outside for the 3. It's good. There is just something magical about this rivalry. Behind the basket, got it!
definition of competition. Rivalry Week, presented by Cisco, continues Saturday at 9 on ESPN.
Music is my life. I work it, play it. I'm open to anything, except someone touching the Les Paul.
The next generation Nissan Sentra, 36 highway miles per gallon.
Life is 24/7. So is my Nissan Sentra.
Fashion school, design internship. My online startup, boyfriends, girlfriends, networking 24/7. Hey, girl.
The next generation Nissan Sentra, only $189 a month.
Life is 24/7. So is my Nissan Sentra.
Your car. Connected. The Acura TSX. Acura. Advance.
ESPN's presentation of NBA Friday, brought to you by the all-new 2007 Wrangler Unlimited, a new species from Jeep. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And NB Zip, energy in, energy out, available at Sports Authority.
Second half of our NBA Friday doubleheader, Al Harrington averaging better than 19 per since the trade, leading the Warriors against the Bulls. Mike?
2, 3! All right, Scotty, here Cavs in the Heat. 7:10 still remaining. Miami trying to crawl back in. LeBron James and the Cavs have had a double-figure lead for this entire fourth quarter for a good part of the second half. But there's still plenty of time, Hubie.
Oh, plenty of time, absolutely. You got to see if they can dig in here defensively, make a couple of things happen. You get it down to 8 with five and a half to go, you're in plenty of shape. In good shape with the clock.
James with the shot clock down to 4. Pass to Varejao. It's good. And a foul. LeBron James with a beautiful pass. And Varejao a chance for the three-point play.
Now this is just pretty. How about that? And then also being able to take the hit and muscle his shot up. Watch Varejao come right down the middle, right there. The rotation guy was late.
Another offensive rebound for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their 15th, and Varejao dunks it. And the lead is up to 16 again. Timeout, Miami.
Wow, this is a big stat, Mike. All night, Cleveland has been consistent in every quarter, hurting Miami with the second shot attempts.
Cavaliers trying to win their first back-to-back games in over a month. They've been struggling recently. Not tonight against the Heat.
Jeep Compass with ESP, 172 horsepower engine, 30 miles per gallon, and MP3 compatibility. Starting at $15,985. It's time to have a little fun with the city.
Ode to the Subway fresh toasted Italian BMT. Ham, salami, pepperoni. Tuck them into a loaf of freshly baked bread and you get a sandwich that has even the burliest burger questioning its manhood. Subway. Eat fresh.
At our government's most powerful agency,
This is the biggest case we've ever run.
the most dangerous threat is one of our own.
Director wants him caught in the act.
Inspired by the true story. Breach. Rated PG-13. Starts February 16th.
Welcome to Oakland and Oracle Arena, where the Golden State Warriors return home after a 6-game road trip to host the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls, Ben Gordon trying to shake off a 3 for 16 shooting night last night. The Bulls, the Warriors. Right now, back to Mike Breen.
All right, Mark, here in Cleveland, Cavs up by 16. For the Heat, it's been tough defending their title. Injuries, a championship hangover at times, ineffective play. Earlier today, we asked Shaquille O'Neal, can they repeat as NBA champs?
I think we can. You know, as long as I'm out there and at least 85% healthy, and you know, Dwayne's playing the way he's playing, I think we can. And everything has to happen at the right time. Everything has to fall into place. There's a lot of teams playing great and winning 16, 17 in a row, but it really doesn't assure you a championship. You know, may get you closer to it, but that doesn't really guarantee you a championship. So, you know, you just have to, you know, a lot of luck, you know, a lot of momentum, and you just have to believe. And I still believe.
All right, Ubi, obviously it's a tough night for them this evening. What do you think about their chances?
Yeah, well, if they lose this game tonight, they're 5-15 against the plus 500 teams. That's the stat that must change if they're going to make a run to get to that 4th spot in the playoffs, so that they'd have at least a home court advantage in the first round or so. Now, the other key thing is where's Jason Williams? Jason Williams and Gary Payton were very big last year in their run. Well, Jason Williams right now has a tear in his stomach area. Gary Payton tonight plays once again 0 points. Now, you look right there. In the 49 games, you can see the record. But the key thing to me is can they beat the plus 500 teams, whether they're Western teams or Eastern teams, once they become healthy. And let's see Jason Williams and Payton get back in this lineup so they get that good contribution from the point guard.
And if you want to be an optimistic Heat fan, just think back to last year where they were struggling and they couldn't beat the plus 500 teams last year. And then all of a sudden, they turned it around and played at the right time, obviously, with that great playoff run as James comes up grimacing.
Yeah, well, you could see he went down in there and he tried to jam and go up in the air. And unfortunately, there was congestion. There was a defensive player in between LeBron and that pass.
Capono looking around, comes up short.
They've done a great job on him tonight. You got to give them a lot of credit. He came in here averaging 16 points since he's been starting. He has 7 points tonight.
He's part of the defensive game plan now. That shows you how much progress he's made.
Oh, sure. I mean, you come in here and you're leading the league, shooting 56, 57% every night in threes, plus you're shooting over 50% from the field. You know, you're now a marked guy.
This 18-point lead, largest of the game, as we come up on 5 minutes remaining. Wade trying to go for the steal. Hughes, nice move. Can't get it to fall down. And Haslam the rebound. Here's Eddie Jones. Jones to the basket. Won't go. And Hughes comes away. Pavlovich to the hole and gets whacked. So he'll shoot a couple.
By putting Pavlovich into this lineup with more minutes, you're now helping your second unit in production point-wise. You're also got a guy who can put the ball down on the floor and take it to the basket with size. So when you're coming with Ian and you're coming with Marshall and Varejao and Snow, you got 3 guys now, or 4 guys that fit perfectly in their roles.
And you look at a guy like Pavlovich, he's only 23. Varejao, another young guy, he's only 24. Obviously, LeBron James only 22. A lot of good youth here in Cleveland. Right now, it's just a matter of playing consistently, which they haven't had this season. Lead is up to 20, largest of the game. An 8-0 run by the Cavs with just over 4.5 remaining. Posey into Wade, and Wade and a foul. Wade continues to battle. He'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Comes out hobbling a little bit.
You know, that was excellent defense by Cleveland. I know you must think I'm crazy because Miami just scored. But on Posey, you got to like that, because Varejao came out and chased them off the 3-point line, forced them to put it down. If Lauskas was right there on the double team, you know, and that's nice to see.
I don't think you're crazy.
No, I mean, you're just saying, well, wait a second. Wade just made a three-point play. Well, that's the other side of the floor that you're a little bit concerned about. Where was the rest of the rotation?
Hughes spots up for three. Larry Hughes from downtown. They say it's a two-pointer. But the Cavs really putting a beating here on the Heat here in the fourth quarter.
Well, he's been strong. Pavlovich, Hughes, and LeBron James. Three guys in double figures. The rest of the guys doing yeoman work and then doing a nice job on the glass. They've dominated the glass.
Ronnie Racine calling a 20-second timeout. It's been a struggle for the Heat, and everything going the Cavs' way here in the fourth quarter. A 19-point advantage. LeBron James and the Cavs. That's been the story tonight. Certainly not a one-man show. He's come alive with 29 points because he had a lot of help tonight, Rudy.
Yeah, I like their overall game plan tonight. In spite of the fact that Gooden and Ilgauskas struggled, then we said, hey, Larry Hughes stepped up, Sasa Pavlovich stepped up, the bench stepped up. And that's great. That's great team play. Because shooting, we all know, can go up and down. But your defense and your rebounding are the keys, especially when you're at home.
Again, the Heat during this 5-game winning streak, shooting 55% from the field. Tonight, they're down to 42. Capono off the dribble, had to shoot it. Shot won't go. Posey's tip misses. Doliak gets fouled on his follow, and he'll shoot two. O'Neal looks like he's done for the night. 14.7 rebounds. And Wade as well with 27 points and 7 assists.
The Cavaliers number 90, Drew Gooden.
So Ronnie Racine's team will fly home tonight and play on Sunday against the San Antonio Spurs in the first game of a doubleheader on ABC.
The Cavaliers number 19, David Jones.
LeBron James taken out of the game. And James getting a nice ovation. 29 points, 7 boards, 6 assists. And Pavlovich the rebound. Again, the Cavs, they came into tonight's game just one game back of last year's 50-win pace. But if you talk to the people, everybody was panicking here in Cleveland. Again, we've talked about this a number of times. I know you have. The expectations for these Cavs may be a little bit too high. They're a good young up-and-coming team, but you've got to still give them some growing pains.
Well, look, they were 50-32 last year. Then they defeat Washington on that great shot by Damon Jones. Game set. They get into the second round. They lose in the 7-game series to Detroit. Well, over the summer and in the media throughout the year here, they continue to talk about that they're going to win the championship. Well, wait a second. They did not add in through either a trade or free agency any other all-star player. So what you still have here are the same people. And what you had to do then is to have major growth. So I just don't understand it. Usually you get to the Eastern Conference Finals or you get to the finals. But talk about winning the championship. They just would not. Before the season, you or I would not say that they have the talent here to do that, to win the championship. So people should not be disappointed here.
Right, and gets it to bounce in. Now, granted, the East, nobody has separated themselves from the pack. Detroit doing that a little bit right now. And the Cavs did in that series against the Pistons last year. They were a defensive rebound away from winning Game 6 and winning that series in 6 games. Right. But at the same time, it's not like they're a clear-cut favorite as Gooden drops it in.
There's going to be ups and downs here, mainly because you have a lot of young guys, and then also you have older guys, and then you had injuries to people, so you were just inconsistent. Now, we know that In the last 10 games, they're 5-5. And in the last 15, they're 6-9. Well, what happened? The defense wasn't there. The shooting percentages were down. The bench contributions were down. Well, that's something that's within growing pains. What you're looking for now is, your point was excellent. They were almost at the same spot a year ago, and they still got to 50 wins. Well, we need a healthy LeBron James. We need a healthy bench, and they seem to be making that now with the adjustments of putting Snow there. Well, now let's see this team explode once we get to the All-Star game.
That last foul, a loose ball foul on Posey, so Hughes will go to the line. Larry Hughes, a good solid game with 14 points. Key for Hughes, like obviously any player, but especially with this team and needing a second strong player, for Hughes is to stay healthy. And Hughes has missed 20-plus games in each of the last 3 years. He's missed 11 games this year. Former All-NBA first-team defensive player with Washington. As Hughes fouling to get out of the game.
Foul number 32, Larry
He'll go to the bench.
His second personal.
So Daniel Gibson will come back in.
Checking in for Hughes, number 1, Daniel Gibson.
So Hughes is done for the night. One of 4 players in double figures for Cleveland. And Chris Quinn will shoot some free throws.
Well, this was a convincing win, and they did it defensively. Then they did it on the glass at both ends of the floor. And then your star player, your mega star player, stepped up and had a fantastic game in LeBron James. And they just whipped them here tonight. And then they showed that if they push the ball, they can score in the open floor. And that was good to see.
Inside pass. The passing has really been nice to watch. You look at that. That's their 28th assist of the night.
Well, usually when you have a good game, all-around game, Mike, you'll see that the unselfishness will come, and then it's contagious as we move through the game.
Capono knocks down a 3. That's his first 3-pointer as we get under the 2-minute mark. Don't forget, second game of our doubleheader. The Bulls and the Warriors from Oakland. Chicago losing last night in Sacramento. Posey with the steal. Quinn hesitated, now puts it up and won't get it to fall. In the game now for Cleveland is Damon Jones. Of course, is just announced. Jones is going to be one of those players in the 3-point shootout along with Jason Capono. Dirk Nowitzki, the defending champ. Jason Terry, Gilbert Arenas. As Marshall knocks down the 3.
And then the guy who is leading the league in makes, Mike Miller.
That's right.
From Memphis. Mike has over 150 threes made. Second is Arenas.
I don't know who's going to win, but I know who's the most confident.
Yes.
Damon Jones.
I think we read the same article today.
Jones not only says he's the funniest man in the NBA, says he's the best dressed man in the NBA, and also the best 3-point shooter. They asked him if he's going to be like Larry Bird, as Gooden misses. The story about Bird one year in the 3-point shootout, he walked in the locker room before the shootout and asked everybody, so who's going to come in second place? They asked Jones if he's going to do the same thing. He says, no, I don't have to. They all know that already. He just is having a lot of fun. Likes his time in the spotlight as David Wesley knocks down the shot.
In a 3-point contest, the best video is Larry Bird with his uniform top on, making that last shot from the left corner. As he shot it, he waved it. It was over. Right? And he still did not take off his top of his warm-ups in the contest.
Well, Jones will dribble it out. This is a feel-good win for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Terrific game. Their first 2-game winning streak in a month as they have a convincing victory against the Miami Heat, ending the Heat's winning streak at 5, and a nice breakout game for LeBron James. There's his buddy. The two of them, as we said, very close friends. James finishing up with 29 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Wade had 27. Final score, an easy win for the Cavs, 103-79. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Hubie Brown, Lisa Salters, and our entire crew here in Cleveland, this is Mike Breen saying good night. Let's go to our ESPN studio.
All right, Mike, Ben Wallace isn't laughing. He's got his game face on, ready to lead the Bulls.